Hello, welcome to day 7 of my 100 days of junk journaling project. For this one, I had gone through and pulled out ephemera and stickers and such that were yellow and black. I wanted to see, because those are colors that I don't normally use together, but I wanted to see what I could come up with for that. And what I'm doing here is making a window, essentially, for a frame on that right-hand side of the page, so that when I open it, that's where the journaling space is. I'm just not cutting all the way through the paper, just to try and make a little window, which you'll see here in just a second. Or door, I guess you could call it as well. Really love rounded corners. I think they make things look pretty neat. Both as in cool and tidy. The paper is so rough where I cut it with my trimmer, because the blade is kind of old. I did get new blades, thankfully, but still had to spend a bit of time neatening those edges just because they were rough. They were rougher than you see them here, because I had done that already. And that little lemon sticker is just kind of puffy, so it'll kind of hold the string closed that I use. And I pulled out just embroidery floss in black and yellow. My idea was to, twist them together, which I ended up doing, just not in the way that I had hoped I'd be able to do. I spent a good amount of time trying to find my fringe twister, which I have and have not recently used because I haven't recently woven anything, but I couldn't find it, so I just ended up doing it manually, like sticking it to the desk with some tape and pulling taut so that I could then twist the strands together. It's something that I used to do when I was a kid. I would usually tie it like some string to a doorknob and twist it together. And then when you kind of fold it back on itself, it will twist back and feel, pretty snug and secure in the twist, which is fun. And then I just put the looped end of the string around one of the legs of the brad so that it would be pretty secure before putting the brad through the paper. And it worked pretty well. I was very pleased that it worked as well as it did. I legitimately was not sure if it would turn out how I wanted it to, and it did, so it was great. And then the rest of this is really just decorating a lot. There are definitely parts where I wonder if I went too far and put in too much, but I think it kind of comes together pretty well. And it was fun to, play with materials and colors and things that I don't normally work with as often. So the earlier flowers that I put in, I had cut out previously and put them in my sticker journal with the sticker release paper, so they were already off of the backing. And for some reason, the PET tape was just giving me so much trouble to get these new ones, these, sort of fresh ones, off of the backing. Usually I can kind of curl it with my tweezers and then find the separation and get it done, but it was giving me so much trouble. So if you have any suggestions or techniques or tips for removing the PET tape images from backing, please let me know. This is the only PET tape I currently have that, I kind of fussy cut the images out. And I think if I get any in the future, I would certainly just get one that's kiss cut or something like that, because I think that would be significantly easier to use and mean that I would end up using it more often, which would be good. I did kind of find it funny that a lot of what I ended up using as far as stickers were food related. I don't know why that is necessarily, but it was funny to me that this kind of ended up becoming an inadvertent food theme, even though I was really just going for yellow and black to begin with. But I had a lot of fun with that, and that was great. I ended up journaling about let me step back a little bit. The black and white theme reminded me of bees, as it easily could. And so what I ended up journaling about in the space underneath the door is, the small things in my life that make it so that I can do other things, right? Like just thinking about bees and how integral they are to our ecosystem, I was thinking about what small things in my life that if they disappeared would really have a huge impact on the rest of my life. So of course, I wasn't thinking about things like family or friends or anything like that, but I was specifically thinking, and what I ended up writing about was about making things and doing things with my hands, because that's something that if I don't do, I do end up feeling very sort of off and everything feels unsettled. So I thought that was really interesting to be able to reflect on and write about in that space, across from the spread that reminded me of it and reminded me of bees and, helping ecosystems flourish. What would yours be if you have any ideas or would want to share? I would be very interested to hear, because I think that that's something that's so personal and would be very different for everybody. I had a bunch of ink on my hand and it smeared on the page, so I decided to make the rest of it look a little messy also, because why not, right? It's a junk journal. You can do whatever you want. So that's what I did with this one. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you had fun watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.